Okay.
Yes. So let me just have this. Yes, Elizabeth, you can go ahead.
Let's humble ourselves for prayer. Oh Lord, we are here thanking you for your gift of life. We thank you for everything you have given us. We thank you for everything you have done for us. We also thank Edify, Christian Schools Owners Association, and ICT Teachers Association of Uganda for introducing this learning program that some people can't attend, but oh Lord, you have attended. And we also pray that you help us understand what the teacher is going to teach us. I make my prayer through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Yes, so members, that has been a wonderful
Amen.
prayer. Thank you.
Amen.
Okay, that is good. That is good. So that has been a very wonderful prayer from Elizabeth. We thank God for giving you that strength and all that kind words. Yes, so members, as you have heard from our prayers, she blessed our sponsors, organizers, and the implementers, that God really help us to go through this lesson. So I once again also welcome all of you to Edify e-learning project. This project is fully sponsored by Edify Uganda and organized by Christian School Owners Association. So every child that is in Uganda deserves to learn. So Edify is sponsoring everything on behalf of your parents. So you are most welcome. This program is implemented by ICT Teachers Association of Uganda. ICT Teachers Association of Uganda are doing a lot for this project. They bring in Zoom lessons. We have so many platforms that we use to communicate to you and our parents. So we thank them so much. So my friends, this is primary 6 and my name is Akenya Tony. Our lesson today is going to be about finding the circumference of a circle. That is what we are going to discuss this afternoon. So I request all of you to pay attention. The notes, we shall be able to copy the notes in the Google Classroom. After the lesson, you will find the notes in the Google Classroom and the assignment. So what I need from you right now is only to discuss, to participate, to ask questions where necessary. So that is basically what we are going to do in this lesson. Because if you say you are going to write and at the same time you are going to participate, then you may not be able to understand. Now, however, I'm just going to go straight away because I have a lot to discuss with you. So I'm just going straight away to what we are going to discuss. Just as I told you, you should also be aware of the date today. Today is Thursday, 30th September 2021. And we are going to learn about finding circumference of a circle. That is what we are going to discuss. So in this lesson, we should first of all understand about the circumference. What do we understand when we talk about the circumference? Now, already I have here a circle, and here they are saying circumference is the distance round. Okay, the distance round a circle is what we call circumference. So here, look at the circle that I have on your screen. Okay, if this distance round, this black line you are seeing, the distance round is what they are calling circumference, and that is what we are going to find it now. Yes, so this distance round is what we call the circumference. So circumference is the distance round a circle. Now, if you look at other words like perimeter, remember we defined the word perimeter as perimeter is the distance round around round shapes. For example, the distance around a rectangle, that is the perimeter. Now, when it comes to a circle, we call it perimeter, okay? This outer lining is what we call circumference. So that is the meaning of circumference. So we are going to first discuss the parts of a circle, okay? So when you divide circumference, because if we want to find the circumference, if we want to find the circumference, it has a formula, okay? It has a formula that we are supposed to develop, okay? Now, if we are finding circumference, we must be given what we call diameter. Members, can we say diameter? Yes, so we must be given diameter. So in this case, they can give you diameter. Okay, they can give you diameter. Now, what do we mean when we talk about diameter? Before I come to these figures, before I come to these digits, what do we understand by the word diameter? So do we have any child here who knows what a diameter is? Do we have any child here who knows what a diameter is? Yes. Yeah, I can see very many hands up. Those who want to define for me what a diameter is. Yes, what is a diameter? Yes, David. David, what is a diameter? David? Oh, David, I can hear you are just quiet. David? Okay, let me try Faith Adong. Yes, Faith Adong, what is diameter?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, what do you understand by the word diameter?
A diameter is the middle side of a circle.
The middle side of a circle. Okay, a circle has what we call a diameter, but let's hear from another person. What is a diameter? Yes, Jordan? Jordan, you can also try. Jordan, you can go ahead and try.
Diameter is the line passing through the center from one circumference to another.
Very good, Jordan. So members, if I draw, let me leave out my diagram here, and I draw for you a circle here. So if I draw, let me try to see whether I can have it here. Okay, so here I don't have it. Okay, now I have it here. Now, if I draw a circle like this, okay, now the center of this circle is here. The center is the middle of the circle. It is here. Now, the line that is passing through this center from one side to another side, from one end to another end. Of course, I told you this outer line is called a circumference. So the line that is passing through the center, this line is what we call diameter. Okay, this is what we call diameter. So a diameter is a line that passes through the center from one circumference to another circumference, but it must pass through the center. Okay, so that is what it means by a diameter. Therefore, if we are going to look for the circumference, we need a diameter. Then also we have this part called radius. Okay, what is radius? What is radius? What do you understand by that word radius? Yes, Joy, what do you understand by the word radius? Joy? Joy, are you able to try?
The line that joins the center to
the circumference.
Teacher, I forgot.
To the circumference. So the line that
to the circumference.
The line that runs from the center, just from the center to the circumference here. That line is what we call the radius. That line is what we call the radius. Members? So Radius is a half of a diameter, because if I connect another radius this side, then from this end to this end becomes the diameter. But once it is from the center to the circumference, then that is called radius. So those are the parts of a circle. Then also there is what we call the chord. The chord is a line that runs from the circumference to another circumference, but it does not pass through the center. It does not pass through the center. So these are parts of a circle. Now let's come back to finding the circumference. Now, when we are finding the circumference, there are possible values for what we call pi. We need what we call pi. We need what we call pi. Okay, everybody, can we say pi? Yes, I can't hear you. Can we say pi? Yes.
Pi.
So I muted most of you. Now you are making there a lot of noise. Okay, that is okay. At least when you are talking in a lesson, that is fine. Once a teacher gives you opportunity to talk. So when we are going to find the circumference, we also use what we call pi. But what do we understand by the word pi? Okay, what do we understand when we talk about pi? Now I want to write here. Now, when you divide the circumference, for example, if I tell you that the circumference is 66, and maybe the diameter is, let's say the diameter is 20, okay? So pi, when you divide the circumference, divide by the diameter, you get what we call pi. You get what we call pi. So pi is equals to, okay, pi is equals to circumference out of diameter. That is pi. In other words, if you want to say it in words, you can say the number of times the diameter enters into the what? Into the circumference. The number of times the diameter enters into the circumference. So if you talk about the number of times, it means pi is equals to circumference out of diameter. Now, when you divide the circumference by the diameter, you can get a standard figure. This is the standard figure that you can get. You can get what we call, these are the constant figure for pi. Once you divide diameter and the circumference, you can get 3.14, or you can get 22 out of 7. Now, 3 whole number and 1 out of 7 is the same as 22 out of 7 when you change this figure into an improper fraction. 3 whole number, 1 out of 7, when you change it, you still get 22 out of 7. So the constant or the standard figure for pi, whenever you divide any circumference, when you divide it with the diameter, you will get this constant figure. Therefore, for you to get pi, we say pi is equals to circumference out of diameter. But what do we need from here? What we need from here is the circumference. So if I have this and I need the circumference, that means I can do this. I can multiply both sides by d, so that I can only get the circumference. Multiply here also by d. So I cancel d and d. So what do I remain with? I remain with d times pi. D times pi equals to circumference. You see? So meaning that when we are going to get the circumference, we are going to multiply diameter times pi. Then we shall be getting the what? The circumference. So in other words, we can say circumference is equals to pi, okay, pi times d. Okay, this is the formula we are going to use. Circumference is equals to pi times d. Okay, that's the formula. But pi as a symbol. What is the symbol for pi? Which we shall be using it instead of using the word pi, we shall be using the word the symbol. And this is the symbol. The symbol for pi is this. I hope you can be able to see. So you can write it as this. So whenever you see this symbol represents pi, okay? This symbol represents pi. So therefore, if you want to calculate now circumference, whereby I said circumference equals to pi times d. So we can say circumference is equals to, my pi is this, I use now the symbol, times d. You see, so this is the formula, pi times d. So that is the formula that we are going to be using to find the circumference. So we can go ahead now and look at more details about this before we look at the example. Okay. Now there are methods of finding circumference. There are methods of finding circumference. One, they can give you diameter. And secondly, what about if they give you the radius? What do you do? Okay. So this is the formula that I have said. I said circumference of a circle is equals to pi d. Pi d here means pi times d. Okay. Pi d here means pi times d. Okay. Even if you write it with capital D or small d, it's okay. So pi times d, we get pi d. Okay, so this is the formula. Now, how about if they give you the radius? Because in a circle, we also have the radius. They can only give you the radius. Now, you need to change radius into diameter because the formula is pi d. So once they give you radius, you can say circumference is equals to 2 pi r. So why did I bring in 2 here? Why did I bring in 2 here? Because radius is a half of a diameter. So that means there are 2 radii into a diameter. That's why you can use 2 pi r if they give you radius. Okay. Yes. So let me look at the example. Yes. Okay, but before looking at the example, we can look at these notes. Yes. Now here, we are going to use, remember I told you the value for pi is 22 out of 7 or 3.14. Where do I use 22 out of 7 to replace pi? Okay, the value for pi is 22 out of 7 or 3.14. How did they come up with 22 out of 7 or 3.14? I told you when you divide circumference by diameter, you can either get 22 out of 7 or 3.14. Now you use 22 out of 7 when radius or diameter is a multiple of 7, you will be using 22 out of 7. But once the diameter is not a multiple of 7, for example, if it is a multiple of 10, you can be using 3.14. So that is the value you are going to be using. Okay. Yes. So now let's look at the example. Oh, already I've done this example, but let me go through it. Now you can look at this question. Okay. The question is saying, find the circumference of a circle whose diameter is 10. Okay. Here they are saying, find the circumference of a circle whose diameter is 10 centimeters. Now, in this case, they have given you, I've already worked out here. Now, they are telling you to use, in this case, they are telling you to use pi as 3.14. Why did they tell you to use pi as 3.14? Because the diameter given is a multiple of 10. So once the diameter given is a multiple of 10, then you use pi as 3.14. Now, when you are working out now, you come and say circumference. Let me now write. You come and say, you come and now say circumference. You say circumference is equals to pi d. Oh, where is my pi? In my computer. Okay, equals to pi d. Let me first write that, then I come and write pi like this. So this is the formula. You can use symbol. This symbol is for pi. Now pi d means pi times d. Now you continue here. Pi, the value they told us to use is 3.14. Then you come and replace here 3.14 times, what is the diameter given? The diameter given is 10 centimeters. So you replace here with 10 centimeters. Okay, then we continue. Now, if you want to multiply this by 10, it's okay. Or if you want to change this into a fraction, is also okay. For me, I did not change it into a fraction. What I did, I came and said 3.14, I multiplied it by 10, like this. Okay. Then after getting the product, I considered that in this question, there are 2 decimal places. So once I multiply 3.14 by 10, I will count in the answer, I will count 2 decimal places. So I started saying 0 times 4, I get here 0. Okay. Then 0 times 1, I get here also 0. Then 0 times 3, I get here 0. So I multiplied 0 times this. In this case, first, don't consider the decimal point. The decimal point, you will consider it when you are counting the answer now. Then you come here 1 times 4, you get here 4. Okay, you get here 4. Then 1 times 1, you get here 1. 1 times 3, you get here 3. Okay. Now in this step, you can add. In this step, you can add. Now we are adding 0 plus 0. We get here 0. We are adding 0 plus 4. We get here 4. We are adding 1 plus 0. We get here 1. We get there 1. I don't know why I was writing that. Good. We get here 1. Like this. And also 0 here plus the 3. We get here 3. Now consider this is the answer. But I was multiplying a decimal number by 10. So that number had 2 decimal places. Therefore, in the answer also, you come and count 2 decimal places. So you come and count 1 and 2. So you find that your decimal place is here. Therefore, your answer becomes 31.40. But this 0 is useless, even if you leave it out, so that you have only 31.4 centimeter. So the unit for circumference also remains what is in the question. If the question is centimeter, your unit for circumference also remains centimeter. If it is meters, it remains meters. So members, that is how we find the circumference. Okay, that's how we find the circumference. Somebody is telling me to multiply this using lattice method. Okay, there we shall. But let's first get used to this, and then we can continue. Yes. So this is how we can find the circumference, and we have got the circumference of this circle with this diameter. So we have got 31.4 centimeters. Okay. Yes, if you have any question, you can. Lily also had got 31.4 centimeter. That is from Lily. Some of you are trying. That is good. Now let me put for you another number. Yes, I have another number here. Good. Okay, I want someone to read for me this number. We need to interpret the question whenever I bring the number. So we need to interpret the question. Okay. Oh, Clever is saying, teacher, I have a question. Let me go to Clever. Yes, Clever, you can come on.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, I have made a mistake. On the first example.
Yes.
On the second step, you wrote circumference.
Circumference. Okay, it's okay. Okay, thank you for that observation. Okay. Now we have here another number. Can we get someone to read for us? Can you read for us this number?
Okay. Find the circumference of a circle whose radius is 7 centimeters.
Now, remember this question they have given us the radius, but we have talked about the formula to find circumference when they have given you the what? The radius. Now, how do we find the circumference when they have given us radius? Yes, Mirembe and Claire, how do we find the circumference? Mirembe and Claire? Mirembe. Now, for example, this is the circle which they have told you to find. Let me try to draw for you. Okay. For example, this is the circle like this. And what they have given in this, they have only given the radius from the center to the circumference. They have given 7 centimeters. Okay. Now, what is the formula to find the circumference of a circle whose radius is 7 centimeters? This one they have given us radius as 7. Yes, Mirembe. Oh, Claire.
2 pi r.
Mirembe, oh, Claire is just okay. That was Clever saying 2 pi r. Okay, circumference equals to 2 pi r. Let's also hear from Kathy. Yes, Kathy. Yes, Kathy. Now, I want to again take you back to how we have got that formula. Okay, I want to take you back to how we have got that formula. Okay, now I told you there is what we call pi. Pi, okay, is just written like this. This is pi. So I said pi is, to get pi is the number of times the diameter enters into the circumference. So when we say number of times, it means we are supposed to say circumference divided by diameter. Okay, circumference divided by diameter. But in this question, they have given you radius, which is 7 centimeters. And once you are dealing with circumference, pi remains constant. Your pi remains either 22 out of 7. That is the standard value for pi. When you divide circumference by diameter, any circumference, when you divide it by diameter, you will get 22 out of 7. Or if it is in a decimal, you will get a number ranging from 3.14. You see? So this is the value for pi. Now, here I said I need the circumference. If I need the circumference, I will make circumference the subject by multiplying this side by d and also multiplying this side by t, so that I cancel here and I cancel here. So what have I remained with? I have remained with circumference equals to pi times d. That is pi, okay, pi times d. So in this one, I can say circumference is equals to pi. Okay, use the symbol. The symbol for pi is this. times d, which in most cases you can just say circumference is equals to pi d. So this is where we have got the formula for pi. Now, remember, d here stands for diameter. But in our question here, they have given us what? Radius. So there is need for us to change radius into diameter. Are you getting? Okay. Now remember, this is the center of this circle. If I make it a diameter, I extend it here, it becomes the diameter, meaning that there are two radi into a diameter. Okay. Meaning that from this center again, reaching this side is also 7. That is why when they have given you radius, we are supposed to say circumference is equals to 2 pi r. Why did I bring here 2? Because there are two radi. Okay, I'm saying radi. That is in plural form. Plural form of radius is radi. The plural form of radius is radi. So there are two of them to make a diameter. That is why we are using this formula. So therefore, we continue now calculating. Circumference is equals to 2 pi means 2 times. What is the value for pi which we are going to use here? Since 7 is a multiple of 7, we shall use 22 out of 7 times. What is the radius which they have given us? They have given us 7 centimeter. Are you see? So this is how we calculate circumference when they have given us radius. Okay. Now we continue. Members, are you following me? Let me hear from you. I may be talking alone. Okay, Brandy, are you following me? Jeremy, Nina,
Yes.
are you following me?
Yes.
Okay. So now we go ahead. I have replaced. I said pi, the standard value for pi is 22 out of 7. And we shall use 22 out of 7 if the radius or diameter is a multiple of 7. That is why I've used 22 out of 7. Okay. Now, in this step, we can divide where necessary. Okay. We can divide where necessary. What do I do? What do I do, members? Yes. What do I do? Lily, what do I do? In that step, how do I go about that step? Lily? Yes, my friend. Okay. Priska, in this step where I have reached, what should I do? Priska?
Divide.
What are you going to divide?
We divide 7. I cannot see clear. 7 and 7. Sure. I think the test. No. No. Teacher, are you there?
Hello, our learners.
Hello?
Iska,
Yes?
are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay, so our teacher is off right now. That is Mr. Tony. I know because of some network issues, but I know soon he's
Yes.
going to come back. So at this particular moment, as we are waiting our teacher to come back, may I see those members? You just put up your hand if you still have a challenge in joining Google Classroom or WhatsApp group or any other issue. Please just lower your hand and then we leave only those ones with some question to raise as we are waiting for our teacher to join us. Remember, we are going to be posting the notes on Google Classroom. So you don't need to copy a lot of notes except to look at what the teacher is doing. So at any time T, the teacher is joining back, and then we are going to just continue. So I'm just lowering your hands to give a chance to those who are having challenges with the Google Classroom and other things to raise up their hand. So, okay, people are still raising up their hand. I'm going to pick one by one. Nase, unmute and talk to me. What is your challenge as we are waiting for our teacher to join back? Yes?
Teacher,
Yes?
I'm not joined the Google Classroom.
You have not joined the Google Classroom?
We tried, but it cannot come.
You are using what? A smartphone, a computer?
Computer.
A computer?
Yes.
Do you know the email address?
No, no.
Which they are using on that computer?
We don't know.
Who is the owner of the computer? Yes?
My father.
Your father. So if your father comes back today, you talk to him and you tell him you want to join Google Classroom, but the teachers or the people administering Google Classroom required you to know the Gmail account as well as the password.
Okay.
Okay. Then another person. This is Andrew. Andrew.
Teacher, when
Yes.
I joined the WhatsApp, when I joined the website for the WhatsApp group, I tapped P6 WhatsApp group to join, but once it joins, it tells me to select my language. Then I select English, and after it doesn't do anything else.
Okay, you are using a computer?
I'm using a tab.
You are using a tab?
Yes.
Okay, so what we are going to do?
Yes.
Are you on? I'm going to share my number in the WhatsApp, in
Yes.
the chat here, in the chat with you people. So anyone who wants to join the WhatsApp,
Yes,
but is still having a challenge, you just WhatsApp me. I send you the link.
Yes.
You join direct from the phone.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, our teacher is on. Let me try to see if I can find him and we talk to him. So our teacher is back. Teacher Tony, can you try to unmute yourself? I confirm if you are the one.
Yes.
I'm confirming if you are the one.
Yes, I'm the one. I'm the one. I hope my photo is there.
I can't see you. Okay, I've seen you.
Yeah, I've used the word TR, Teacher Tony.
No problem. You are the co-host now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, so sorry about that. I don't know what has made the phone to jump off? Okay, so learners, I think we shall continue with our example number 2. That is what we are trying to, that's what I was trying to explain to you. Let me just come back and start from where I had stopped. Remember, I had drawn for you a circle like this. And I said in this circle, what they have given us, they have given us the, okay, they have given us the radius, and the radius is 7 centimeters. Then I said, when you are finding the circumference, when they have given you radius, you can say circumference is equals to 2 pi r. Okay, then I gave you a reason why I'm using 2. Because for you to find the circumference, you are supposed to say pi d. Circumference equals to pi d. Okay, so that means there is need for you to change this radius into diameter. That is why in a diameter is equals to 2r. Okay, they are two ready. They are two ready to get a diameter. So that's why 2 has come in. Then we continued by saying our constant value for pi, I said we can use 22 out of 7, or we can use 3.14, okay? Or we can use 3.14. So here we shall say 2 times, since 7 is a multiple of 7, we shall use 22 out of 7 times our radius is given as 7. Now we were in this step whereby we are saying if we have a number which is divisible by 7, we can divide it. For example, 7 divided by 7 is 1, and even 7 divided by 7 is 1. So I was in this step whereby I have here now 2 times 22. Okay, 2 times 22 centimeter. Because here it is 22 out of 1, which is the same as 22. 22 times 1 is still the same as 22. So when we multiply 22 now times 2, it gives us the answer. Okay, 2 times 2, we get 4. And also 2 times 2, we get here 4. So our answer becomes 44 centimeter. So this is how we find circumference when radius is given. Okay. Yes, members. Andrew, I hope you have followed me. Andrew?
Yes.
Have you followed the steps?
Yes.
Okay. Now we are going to see the next question. We are going to see the next questions, and we see how we can undo those questions. But otherwise, I had also worked out this, but it's better for us to do together. It's better for me to do illustration. So even if I work out like this, still I have to show you how I've got my 44 centimeter. Now let me look at this. This is question 3. Look at question 3. Can you read question 3? Members, can you read question 3? Members, can you read question 3?
Teacher.
Yes.
Find the circumference of the figure below.
Find the circumference of the figure below. Now you study that figure. Which figure is that? Yes. Yes.
Like if you don't write, can you like if you're like what you can you write in short?
To write the word circumference.
Short.
in short form of a circumference.
Yes.
Now, the challenge you are going to have, you know, circumference and the subset, okay?
Yes.
I was just doing an illustration, but for you, just write the word circumference. In most cases, yes, people write letter C like this, that this is the circumference. But remember, the symbol for a subset is also like that. Are you getting?
Yes.
Yeah, so to avoid being malice, you can write in full as circumference equals 2. Are you getting that?
Yes.
Yes. So now members, you study this question. What is that 14? What is that 14? Is 14 the radius? Is 14 the diameter? Is 14 the circumference? What is that 14? Yes? Anyone to tell us? When you study that figure properly, what is that 14? Members, Jude? Yes, what is that 14?
It's the radius.
Julia
Radius.
is saying, how many people? By so far, if you are saying it's a radius, put up your hands and I see. Those who are saying radius. Those who are saying radius. I'm saying those who are saying radius, put up your hand. Percy is saying radius. Margaret is saying radius. Okay. We are going to see that. That means you have not yet understood the meaning of radius. Those who are saying it is a diameter, put up your hands. Okay. Those who are saying Esther Kiden is saying it's a diameter. About 40 people, 42 are saying diameter. Good. Desire also is saying diameter. Now, thank you. Let me try to explain before we do it. Now, when you look at a circle, we said a line that runs from, okay, a line that runs from the circumference passing through the center. This is the center. This line is a diameter, okay?
Yes.
So 14 becomes a diameter. 14 becomes a diameter, okay?
Yes.
So it is the diameter. So our 14 is the diameter. Now our diameter, yes, for diameter we can use D. Our diameter is 14 centimeter. Now, if diameter is 14 centimeter, which pi are we going to use? There are two values. There are three values of pi. You have 22 out of 7 as the value of pi. Then also you have 3.14. Yes, so out of those two, which one are we going to use as our pi? Can someone tell us? Alex? Which value of pi are we going to use? Martha?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, which value of pi are we going to use? Are we going to use 22 out of 7 or 3.14?
3.14.
Martha said 3.14. The good thing, all of them, they are the values. But remember what I told you at the beginning. I said that we can use 3.14 if this diameter cannot be divided by 7. If you see that 14 can be divided by 7, then use 22 out of 7. Are you getting, my friends?
Yes. Yes.
Since 14 can be divided by 7, let us use pi as 22 out of 7. That is what you should study in a question. Once 14 can be divided by 7, use 22 out of 7. But once it is not divisible, then use another. Are you getting? So here,
yes.
Now here, what is the formula to get the circumference? Okay, what's the formula now? Tell me, members. Circumference equals to circumference equals to, yes,
Pi d.
Very good. Circumference equals to pi d. you can write D like this. Now, our diameter, D stands for diameter, then pi is going to be 22 out of 7. So you continue by saying, now you replace where there is pi, we shall put 22
Out of 7.
out of 7 times where there is diameter, we shall put 14. Are you seeing?
Yes.
Now in this one, what do we do? What do we do there?
What about
Yes.
we divide 14 by 7?
From there, we are going to divide 14 by 7. Very good. We are going to divide 14 by 7. So we come here and say 7 divided by 7, we get 1.
1.
About 14 divided by 7.
2. We get
Divided by 7, we get 2.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have remained up here with the 22 times
2 centimeters.
So what is the circumference?
44 centimeters.
The circumference become 44
Centimeters.
So basically that is how we find circumference of a circle. Okay. What is important here is to understand the formula. If you already know the formula, then second, to understand what you are going to use. Am I going to use 22 out of 7? Or am I going to use 3.14? So I told you, you use 3.14 if the diameter given is not divisible by 7. There you can use 3.14. Like in this number which I'm going to give you. Those two numbers, I want you to study those two numbers. Okay? Study those two numbers and try them. And then we can summarize there. Study those two numbers and try them. And then we can summarize there. Okay?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that's your trial numbers.
Shall we do it in our books?
Yes, you can try it. Just see if you can try it in your book. It's okay. If you can try it, just I need you to try and tell us the answer. Yeah, I need you to try and tell us the answer.
Okay.
Thank you for teaching.
Okay.
We are still on. We don't. We are going to conclude with the prayers. Okay, let's first understand these two numbers, then we shall now end there. Okay.
Yes.
Martha, have you got me, Martha? So let's first do these two numbers. Okay. I wish I think our admin will also give us some extra 5 minutes for us to explain these two numbers. Sorry. I was even again going to you. Okay. So our admin is going to give us at least extra 5 minutes to do this, these numbers, and then we shall end there. Not so, our admin?
It's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you. Yeah, so members, as I'm talking, I hope you are trying. Okay, I hope you are trying. Yes, I hope you are trying. And then I think we shall ask you, let me see, for those ones who can send for us the, yes, admin, I think we can allow them to send direct the message to us. Once they are finished, yes. Okay, so once you are finished, you can tell me that you are finished so that I can pick you. Through the chat, we shall be able to see. Okay, Amanda has finished number 1, is only giving the answer. Naturinda also has finished. Okay, I will pick you to do for us number 1. Then another person will do number 2. Let me go to Natrunda. So here, Naturinda, please come on and do for us the number. Which number are you doing?
Yes. Number 1.
Okay, explain number 1. You can read the question. I'm going to be able to write.
A circular bottom of a mug has a diameter of 100 millimeters. Find its circumference.
Okay.
Circumference equals pi times diameter.
Circumference equals pi times diameter, which you can call it as pi d. Why did you use pi times diameter? Tell us the reason.
Because in the question we are given the diameter, not the radius.
We are given the diameter. Very good. You can continue.
Which is equal to the pi we use 22 out of 7.
Now look at the diameter given 100. Is it divisible by 7? So if it is not divisible by 7, then you use 3.14. Can you say 3.14?
3.14.
Times, what is the diameter?
100 millimeters.
100 millimeters. Very good. Okay. Then what are you? Yes.
314 millimeters.
314. Now here you can first change 314 out of 100. You can first change that decimal into a fraction, isn't it?
Yes.
And then you multiply it by the diameter, which is 100 millimeters. Are you seeing?
Yes.
Then from there you can divide these zeros.
0 goes with a 0. 0 goes with a 0.
What is your circumference?
314 millimeters.
314. Of course, I had seen Amanda had also got 314 in the chat. For you, I just said you have finished. That's why. So thank you. Millimeters. Millimeters. Okay. Teacher wants to get used to centimeters. Yet it is millimeters. Very good, my friend. But you sounds like clever. Are you clever? Yeah.
Yes.
So today you tricked me with another name, eh? With your first name. Okay, so thank you, clever.
Yes.
Okay, so any other person who has done number 2? Any other person who has done number 2? Members, you have seen how our friend has done number 1. Okay, please, you can write your concern in the chat if you have done number 2. Okay, Jordan, I think you have spoken, but let me try you as you say, try mine. Yes, Jordan, can you come on? Kasozi, Jordan.
Yes.
Yes, explain to us number 2.
Circumference equals.
Let me try to write the word circumference. Circumference equals
2 pi r.
Now, if you read that question, what have they given us here?
Diameter. Circumference equals pi r d.
The formula is just here as pi
d.
Pi d. Yes, if they have given you diameter, you just say pi d. Okay. So we use 2 pi r. We used to first wait. We use 2 pi r when they have given us radius. Eh?
Equals 22 over 7.
22 out of 7.
times 35 centimeters.
Very good. Times 35 centimeters. Good. Now what are you going to do?
We divide 35 by 7.
Yes, 7 divided by 7 is 1. How about 35 divided by 7?
5.
Is 5. So here we are having now 22
times 5 centimeters.
Times 5 centimeters. Very good. Now I can come here and say 22 times 5. Okay. Then you multiply for us.
2 times 5 equals 10. You put 0 and carry 1. You say 2 times 5 equals 10 plus 1 equals 11.
What is the circumference?
Circumference equals 110 centimeters.
110 centimeters. Very good, Jordan. Yeah. So thank you. Thank you, members. Josephine got 110. Semakula also got 110. Okay. So that is okay.
What's the time now? Maybe up to
so basically we have gone beyond the time just because of our network. Now I want to explain once more as I summarize. So members, if here what you need to know is one, the formula to find the circumference of a circle. We said circumference equals to pi d. Now, we say circumference equals to pi d when they have given us diameter. And in this question, number 1, they have given us diameter as 100. Then we have two values for pi. We have two values for pi. We have 3.14.
These are which someone can scan and it brings information about the.
Somebody is still talking there. I don't know who is that. Let me try to trace you. Esther.
I've muted that person. You can continue.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Yes, so members, I was trying to explain. Now, we are using 3.14 if the diameter given is a multiples of 10, okay? Or if a diameter given is not divisible by 10, you can use 3.14. Now, here, we have said 3.14 times 100. Now, we simply change the 3.14 into a fraction. Then we multiplied it by 100. Now 3.14, why did we put out of 100? These are two decimal places. Now 2 decimal places here, you put out of 100. The number of decimal places here should be equals to the number of zeros that you are going to have in the denominator. So now here we say 314 out of 100 times 100. Then we divided 100 by 100 such that we remain with only 314. So we get that. Then number two, they are saying the diameter of a circle is 35. Now 35 is a multiples of 7. Therefore, you can use that value of 22 out of 7, okay? The value of pi that you can use here, you can use 22 out of 7. Because at the end of it all, 35 can be divided by 7, just like the way Jordan has done. So still circumference equals to pi d. So our pi is 22 out of 7 times 35. So we divided 35 by 7 and we got 5. Now here we have 22 times 5, which is 110 centimeters. So basically, that is how we calculate circumference of a circle. So otherwise, thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that you find this work in the Google Classroom. You are going to make sure that you find all what we have been discussing, these examples, you will find them in the Google Classroom. And also, you will be able to find the assignment. Okay. So today the assignment that I'm going to give, I will give you the old format that we have been using, whereby you are supposed to scan your work. That is the type of assignment that I will give. Okay. So thank you so much, members, for listening to me. Thank you so much for those who have participated. Thank you so much for those who attended the lesson and those who have been sending for us messages through the chat. Thank you. May God bless you. Yes. So, Michael, can I ask someone to lead us into the closing prayer, Michael?
Yes, great.
Okay, thank you.
However,
yes.
Oh, you had your question in the chat. I've just sent you that question. One of our learners, that is Plose, is saying, teacher, whenever we are answering using Google Forms, our answers are marked wrong, yet when you are doing the corrections, the answers are correct.
Okay. Is it in mathematics? Is it in mathematics? Which subject? Has he tried to mention the subject?
She has not mentioned the subject, and if possible, before we close, being this our last lesson for today, we would at least hear from her. So, Prose, if you are there, raise up your hand. You want to pick and hear from you. Prose, raise up your hand if you are on.
Let me try to type her name and see. Yes, Prose up is there. Prose, you can come on, Prose.
Okay, Prose, you can go ahead. Prose.
Our network is jumping.
So we may lose you.
When we write our correct answers, you which are wrong, which are the same.
Admin?
Yes.
I've tried to get what the girl is trying to say.
Teacher.
Yes.
We write our answers which are correct and you.
Okay, we have got you, Prose. Let our teacher go into that and then we check that.
Yeah, but I don't know whether I have ever set Google form in mathematics. Let me just try to check. Let me try to check, especially on this. This was not Google form. Exercise 7 was not Google form. This
So
one
the
also
Google
is
form,
not.
it will be having something like a quiz.
Yeah, even this one.
So you have never
Yes.
set anything, I think.
No, I have here. I have here. Let me open that. Okay. Now, for example, in number one, they are saying find the area of a parallelogram whose base is 8 and height is 5.
Yes.
Now, in this one, the answer is already given automatically.
Yes.
The answer is already given automatically, which is 40 squared centimeter.
Yes.
So once you click on that 40 squared centimeter, if you click on something which is not 40 squared centimeter, it will mark you wrong automatically. Unless the teacher did not give Google the correct answer. Let me see where I can I can do this. So I would have checked it from Google Form direct.
You can check from there. For example, type in your name. Type your name in the form. Name down there.
Yeah, it's okay. Here.
Type anything like a name.
Good.
Now start checking the correct answers and we see.
Okay, now here, yes, I'll
Yes.
put that. I'm going to put all the correct answers.
Yes, and we
this
confirm.
is 100. Okay.
Yes.
This is parallelogram 60. Okay, the parallelogram is given 66. This one, it's going to be 11.
Okay.
And then this one is 25. Then the answer will be 5. So
Try
let
to
me
submit.
submit.
View your score.
So
View the
I
score.
view the score. Yeah, I'm viewing. But the score is giving me all the answers correct.
Meaning you are very correct. So maybe the learner is getting a challenge from any other subject, not that one.
Yeah, it may be another subject because as you can see from here, you have seen how it has been ticking. And here they have put 8 out of 8.
Exactly. So allow me to pick only one learner, and then we shall have the closing prayer, and then we leave the call. Jude.
It's okay.
Jude.
Yeah, I'm using I'm trying to write answers using Google Docs. I can't write. How should I write the answers?
Why using a computer or a smartphone?
A smartphone.
Download the Google Doc app from your Google Play Store, and then you will be able to. Yes.
How will I do it? How will I answer the questions?
I've said you first download the Google Doc.
Yes, it is in my phone.
On your phone. Is it okay?
Yes.
Then you open that assignment, which is for Google Doc. It will allow you to type.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think we can get a closing prayer. Other members, we shall attend to them maybe another time.
Another time is okay. Let's request Sam. Sam, can you lead us into the closing prayer? Sam?
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh Lord Father, we thank you for edifying. We thank you for our teachers and the sponsors of Edify. We thank bless us all. In Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Amen.
The name of
Thank you.
the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Amen.
And thank you, learners. May God bless you all.
Amen.